What's up, guys? We're back. I won't lie, like I didn't fucking have to retake this video like 2 or 3 times because I'm so hungry and my brain is just all over the place, so bear with me here. Had a long day of writing and, well, not writing, revising. Today was the first day of, see that, there it is, that was the first tick, of revisions. And yeah, today was the first day of revising the book. I am through page 9 right now, which is sweet. I haven't actually done any formal editing to the book, rather just leaving a bunch of comments on, my perspectives on what I wrote thus far and what I think needs to be changed and what I think I did a good job about, but, primarily about how I'm viewing things and, what could be elaborated on, what might not be necessary to touch on, the cohesive flow of everything. And that's a huge part, because the first section of the book is me stating everything that led me to the path inward of spirituality and, inner growth, presence, peace, happiness, joy, if you will. And I tell it differently from the first section to the second section, which is the section that I started actually talking about reading and the readings that I did, the 50, 60 plus books, and the meditation that I did the past several years and on a consistent basis, and all in all these spiritual experiences where the real meat of the book is in, the real lessons, the real things that I learned, my real, my spiritual perspectives and experiences that have really grown and matured me the past few years. And there is a difference in formatting from the beginning to this part, and part of that has to do with my comfortability writing and, how that grew. And the second part of the book does a good job at letting the story teach the lesson that I learned without me explicitly stating it. Yeah. And that is something that I believe is really powerful and something that I'm going to need to go back and make some changes in the beginning, because, I'm trying to share in this book perspectives that have really benefited my life, okay? And things that I believe could benefit some other people who have lived similar lives to mine, right? And experience is, I think most people can say, the truest teacher of all, as corny as it sounds. You learn something through experience better than someone just telling you what the experience has taught them. Okay? That's a fact. And one thing that I believe makes this book different and special is the fact that I am not trying to preach. I'm not trying to tell people that this is the right way to live their life or this is how they should go about things. I am sharing my perspective and experiences on things and letting them draw their own conclusions while also guiding them towards the conclusions that I drew from it, but still leaving room for their own freedom of thought, because everyone is their own person with their own unique experiences and problems, and there's no one way to fix or solve all of that. And that's another thing. The whole notion of needing to fix or solve is something else. Another thing that I could have spinned off, talked about, but, you're perfect. Yeah. So cool. You don't need to be fixed. All right. You're great. And yeah, so that is something that I need to go back and do some formatting switch, because I want it to really, I think the best way to kind of put it is, yeah, like you're going to learn from something better from experiencing it rather than just hearing about it or someone telling you what the right thing to do is or XYZ, and ever since I first started writing, ever since I first started learning about all this shit, all I wanted to do was just tell everyone. Like, I was like, you guys could all benefit from doing this. Like, why aren't you doing it? And it was kind of a hard pill to swallow that one day I was like, well, you just can't preach this stuff. Like, that's not how it works. Someone needs to actively choose to do it. And that's why writing this book is so powerful to me, because it's me sharing this part of me that I've kept in for a while and allowing, giving a space for someone to be welcomed into actually hearing some of the things I have to say. And those things I'd rather talk about through experience because it's right, the best teacher. Okay, so my goal is to not just, like I was doing more so in the first half, just share the lesson or share that this is the best, or like this is how I handled this, or this is what I learned, or like these are where these things came from, and like this is why I was suffering, like all this shit. I'd rather stop on that and let the person learn through experience, my experience. I would like to paint a picture so vivid that if it hung up in front of your face, the borders would dissolve and you would feel right there with me. So then now you don't have to experience some of these sufferings and some of these things that I went through to the degree that I did for you to understand and learn the lesson. So trying to create something that is so touching to someone who at least, can relate to me, because then, I'm sure they would have similar shared experiences. And to do so in a way that's very powerful and very vivid, and allow them to basically experience what I experienced through storytelling, and then learn and discover learn and discover their own truth, which is part of the reason why I've integrated all these, journal questions throughout it, so they have a space to reflect and learn the lesson for themselves. Not be told, like, be a free thinker, allowing the reader to come to their own conclusions. Because, everyone, you guys, like, no one's stupid out here. Like, you guys are all free of thought and capable, like, so am I, of, like, coming to your own conclusions about what's best for your life. You don't need someone to always be telling you how to do it. You know what's best for you. You just got to take some time to sit with yourself to figure out what that is, right? And it helps to hear someone else come to their own conclusions of what's worked for them, right? And to hear about that through an experience that's so vivid that, like, you feel what it was and what now it is. And that's where I want to go back in the first part and make sure the reader feels what it was, rather than me just jumping to like, hey, by the way, this was the solution, or hey, yeah, this is where I came out of that. Like, no, I want the reader to feel like these were the depths of these insecurities and this, like, sort of cynicism of pursuing something that wasn't existing currently in my life, like happiness and such. And I'd like the reader to just experience that with me, alongside me, and share that, so that experience can be their truest teacher as well. Like, they can really learn from my experience and then reflect upon their own, if that makes sense, their own experience in this world with things and concepts and ideas that they may relate to through my own storytelling, if that makes sense. I hope that made sense. Like I said, dude, I'm fucking hungry and I'm tired. But yeah, it's a little update on what's going on. So yeah, I guess that's it for today. I'm gonna try to be posting more. I got some things I'm trying to conjure up and work on right now. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. If you are also, if you're interested in hearing me talk about something that I haven't yet, because I believe there's a lot of things that I'd like to talk about that I haven't yet. Let me know. Maybe I could say something that might, inspire a different perspective in your life, or maybe I could say something that would make you just be like, Will, you are stupid. Go back to your econ major, you piece of shit, dumbass. Yeah, no, again, all perspectives here, no absolute truth. I'm not trying to claim anything as facts or the thing to solve your life by any means. I don't think I did any of that in this video at all, but yeah, that's where I'm at with shit. So I'm gonna go back and, I'm gonna keep leaving comments and keep chugging along and finish this first part of the review session, so that's dope. And then the next round will be actually editing and making changes, which might not happen till school starts. So it's gonna be it's been a fast-paced process so far here the past couple months, but It's going to be slow down a little bit now that school's starting up, but that's fine because we're getting the real big shit out the way. You know, I mean, we got the first draft done. That's fucking huge. The revision isn't something that is as you know, it doesn't need as much creative energy as the first draft did. So yep. Okay, guys, thanks for checking in, and I'll keep you guys updated. Talk soon.